Hello and welcome to the third annual HSITAG special event, this year in the form of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, HSITAG Charity Edition. I'm Rupam Choksi and I will get us started this afternoon. For the game show today, we have a fun lineup of health and human services technology-focused questions crowdsourced from all wonderful professionals such as yourself. Four very engaging teams comprised of one public sector individual and one representing an HSITAG member firm, and four very worthy charitable organizations that will benefit from today's gameplay. Most of us are very familiar with HSITAG, but this is the only HSITAG program open to all HSS professionals, members, non-members, public sector partners, academia, and industry well-wishers. So before we get started, I want to talk just a little bit about HSITAG. The Human Services IT Advisory Group is an association of HHS professionals. We meet once a month to discuss better ways for our industry to collaborate and work with the government. We serve as trusted advisors to policy and technology officials at federal, state, and local levels. HSITAG also serves as a subject matter expert and provides vendor-neutral viewpoints on technology. So you may ask, what has Who Wants to Be a Millionaire to do with HSITAG and why a special event? Well, the goal is twofold: to explore new technologies and connect them to use cases within HHS, and to share program concepts, best practices without having to sound like a lecture. So I hope that we'll all learn a thing or two as the gameplay begins. We have four teams competing today for $1,000 each, and will go to the charity of their choice. But at HSITAG, everyone's a winner, and we want to maximize the donations to the charitable organization. So we will bend the rules of the game compared to what you might be familiar with the TV show. Our incredible host, and I'll introduce him in a second, we'll get into those details here pretty soon. Before we do that, let me introduce the four teams and the charities that we have today. Amiran Gelashvili and Rachel Stewart will be playing for a charity called Together We Rise. Their team name is Swifty, Shake It Off the Squad. The gameplay for Techno Slayers with team members Heidi Reed and Aaron Lohr will be benefiting a charity called Ask Childhood Cancer Foundation. Eugene Gabriella and Scott Dunn of Team Funderstruck will put together their knowledge of HHS to work for a charity called So Others Might Eat. And the Fearless Foodies, Tony Blue Washington and Mark Barner, are playing for No Kid Hungry. So with that, I also want you to know that audience participation is also appreciated. So look out for opportunities to participate here down in the chat window, especially when lifelines are called. And without further ado, here's your host for today, Jamie DeMembrum.
Hey, thank you, Rupam. Appreciate it. Hey, happy Thursday, everyone. So I think everybody's sort of familiar with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So gameplay today, and Rupam said it, we're playing for charity, right? So each team has picked their charity. We'll learn a little bit of that as the game goes on. But each team's going to have 10 questions. For each one they get right, $100 is going to go to their charity. Similar to the gameplay, they're going to have three lifelines. They're going to have the 50-50, the phone a friend, and the poll the audience. And that's where you guys come in, where if they do a phone a friend, they may ask, hey, can we just get someone in the audience to raise their hand? If you use Zoom before, you can hit the raise your hand button. You'll shoot up to the top over in the participant side, and then we may call on you to help them out throughout the gameplay. Another thing we're going to do is poll the audience. So if there's a question where they get stuck on and they're like, Jamie, we want to poll the audience, we're going to ask you again to kind of participate in the game, and a poll will pop up. Put in what you think the answer is, just like in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, A, B, C, or D. So it'll be a question, A, B, C, or D. If they ask to poll the audience, then that's what we'll do. And we want you to chime in and help these players out. Because remember, it's all going to charity. But we're going to learn a bit along the way. So that's sort of the gameplay. That's what we're going to do today. And with that, I'm actually going to ask our first team to come onto screen. So if the Swifty Shake It Off squad will turn on their cameras. Amiran, Rachel, how's it going?
We're ready.
You're ready.
Fantastic.
Awesome. All right. So just a reminder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the question to you, the 4 possible answers. We'll start the timer. You just let me know what you're thinking. Tell me final answer, and we'll see where it goes on screen. Does that work for y'all? I see a head shake. All right, there we go. Come on, we'll get it going. A little bit of caffeine in us. All right, so first question is, how many states have received CWIS certification? A2, B1, C4, or D0? What do you think?
I think it's 0, but I'm not really sure.
It's I 0. Agreed, Rachel.
Hey, we're going with 0.
Okay, so D is your final answer?
Yes, it is.
We think
All right,
so.
let's see. Awesome. All right, there you go. $100 to your charity. Great job. Before we move to the second question, I want to ask you. And I forgot about the music. So now that that's played, let me ask you, tell me a little bit about your charity. What are you playing for today?
So we are playing for Together We Rise, and it looks like they recently changed their name to Foster Love. So I think anybody who works around health and human services, you hear stories about kids in foster care, and obviously I think that's something that's kind of near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. And one of the cool things they do is instead of, you always hear stories about kids getting removed and having to put their belongings in a trash bag. So they provide duffel bags with like a blanket and a teddy bear and a hygiene kit. So, that's always kind of softens the blow a little bit of getting taken away from your parents. So
Awesome.
we're excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. All right, y'all ready for the second question?
You bet.
All right, let's get to it. Here we go. Very ominous music, isn't it? All right, so number 2 says, how is SNAP funded? CMS funds it. B, Nutrition Care Act. C, each state funds it. Or D, the Farm Bill.
I think it's the Farm Bill, Amron.
Agreed. What would Taylor say? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I think this would be her expertise for sure.
She would definitely tell us it will be probably the Farm Bill.
I think so.
Or do you think she'd call Travis?
Oh.
Well.
Oh. No, now we might change our answer because let's call him.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm hearing D, the Farm Bill is your final answer?
Go for it.
All right, D it is. Let's see. Congratulations. That's now $200 to your charity. Outstanding. Awesome. So before we move into the next question, so Amaran, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you work at KPMG, but just tell me, quick, tell the audience what makes you you.
Yeah, I work at KPMG and lead our health and human services practice. Passionate about public sector and government clients all my life. So it's that gives me going every morning, waking up and see how can we solve some of the unique challenges in HHS, which are really no comparison, in my opinion, in any other industry.
Awesome. And I know one of your fun facts is that you were a Taylor Swift fan. So is that where the team name came from?
Oh, no, there's no connection there whatsoever. Me and Rachel were thinking about it really hard. It was a completely random choice generated by ChatGPT.
Awesome. Hey, Rachel, what about you? Tell me, I know you're out in Utah, but tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Utah. I've worked for the state for 23 years, most of that in some type of social services area. And I just enjoy kind of being able to hopefully make a difference in the lives of Utahns and enjoy coming to work and enjoy being a part of ISM and our partners at HSITAG.
That's awesome. And I know that you had shared that so far your greatest academic achievement was winning the 4th grade spelling bee. Do you think maybe $1,000 today, this may become your greatest academic achievement?
That's right, Jamie. I hope so, because I think otherwise I peaked in the 4th grade.
For what it's worth, I peaked in the 3rd grade, so you're good. Don't worry about it. Awesome. All right, well, let's move into the third question. Okay, so the number 3 question says, name 2 common development methodologies. We have A, Agile Waterfall, B, waterfall and hybrid, C, hybrid and agile, or D, red and hybrid?
A, right, Rachel?
Yeah, I think it's A. I agree.
Awesome. Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, let's go with A. Nice job.
Do it again.
Y'all are crushing it. Absolutely. All right. So you got 300 in the bank. Let's move to question number 4. This is for $400. All righty, for 400 in computing, what does OS stand for? Is that A, open source, B, operating system, C, official server, or D, optical sensor?
I believe it's E. What do you think, Amran? Rating system.
I think so too.
Is that going to be your final answer? B, operating system?
Yeah, I think so.
All righty. Uh-oh. So B, final answer, operating system. Nice job. Nice job. Playing well. You're $400 in already. That's great.
We're making Taylor proud. There we go.
We should get extra for going first.
That's true.
I agree.
So Amar, let me ask you, kind of one of your fun facts. You talked about that you went hiking for a week in Patagonia and you didn't think that you packed enough dry food, but you were like, oh, I can buy more during the hike. So what happened with that?
Yeah, very embarrassing story where I've decided I wanted to go on a hike where I haven't hiked in my life ever and go on a week-long hike in Patagonia without knowing what I needed to prep. So halfway through, I realized you can't really buy dry food as you are in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. So needless to say, there was very interesting few days, especially towards the end of the hike.
So it sounds like you lost a little bit of weight. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, and my sanity too, especially last day.
That's awesome. Awesome. Great. All right. Well, let's move into the $500 question. All righty. So for 500, in what year was the CWIS final rule published? Was that A, 2015, B, 2018, C, 1876, that's a bit ambitious, or D, 2016?
I think we need to take one of our options on this one. I'm not as familiar with CWIS.
Yeah, I want to say maybe B, but I agree. I think maybe should we phone a friend, Rachel?
Sure.
All right, so you're going to phone a friend. Do you have someone specific in mind, or you just want to call it out to the audience?
So we hope Jackie's on the line. She's our phone a friend.
All right, Jackie, if you're on the line, if you'll raise your hand. Oh, she came up, so I'm going to ask Kylie, will you?
And maybe she has Google open. I don't know.
Buy her time, Rachel. Buy her time.
All right, Jackie,
Hey,
so
friends.
there you go. What's going on, Jackie? So you see the question on screen, and they have defaulted to you as a CWIS expert, and I think that's pretty smart. So in what year was the CWIS final rule published?
The CWIS final rule, Swifty Friends, was published on June of 2016. So D.
Awesome.
So, hold on. Hey, Jackie, we have a question for you first, though. What's your favorite, just to make sure we can trust you, what is your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Well, it has to be Shake It Off for
Yeah.
the Shake It Off squad.
There we go.
What do you think, Amran?
I think she passed the test.
Okay, I think we'll go with
with it.
2016.
Awesome. So final answer, D, 2016. And Jackie, thank you for your help.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Jackie.
Well played. Well played. All righty. So we're getting ready to move into the $600 question. So Rachel, my other question for you is, you had said that, back in life, you'd learn sign language, but kind of now where you're at, you only remember the swear words.
Yep. I mean, that's how it goes when you learn another language, right? If you don't use it all the time, you just remember the bad words. So And I know Gary Davis is on the call, and he has a really good story that he likes to tell about me. So you'll just have to come to ISM next year if you want to hear it.
I'm assuming that's the story about the bull.
Yep.
It's such a good story.
This means what you think it means.
This is a family-friendly show, Rachel.
Yep. Okay.
For what it's worth,
Sure.
growing up playing sports, it's the same thing. When I used to play baseball, one of the guys out in the outfield spoke Spanish as well, and he would curse all the time in Spanish. So most of my Spanish that I know is the swear words. So, yep, I understand that completely. Awesome. All right, well, let's move into the $600 question. All righty, so for 600, the question says, what does AFGAR stand for? It's A, Adult Family and Community Attributes Reporting System. It's B, Approved Functions Cost Allocation and Reporting System. C, Adoption and Foster Care Analysis and Reporting System. Or D, Adolescent and Family Continuity Attributes Research and Statistics. What do you think?
I think it's C, Amaran.
I agree, but I'm not 100% sure.
You could 50-50 it, or you could poll the audience.
Could we poll the audience, Rachel?
Sure.
Oh, you're good. All right.
All right. Hey, and the audience is already begging, ask us. So
let's do it.
If we can do the poll, let's do it. So, hey, everyone that's attending, if you see the poll there, if you would, select your answer and help out the Swifty Shake It Off squad. And Rachel and Amran, as they're doing the poll, if you want to look in the chat as well, I think they're answering there for you as well.
Yeah, there we go.
so it's both the poll, it is the Wild West around here, and that is okay. All righty, so can we see the results of the poll? It is overwhelmingly C. So what are you going to go with? You going to trust the audience, or are you going to risk it?
You're making it hard for us, audience.
All righty, so is C going to be your final answer? Awesome.
Yes.
All right, let's see C, final answer. Great job. And I do love our audience. Carol, you weren't too eager. You're just excited to play. And Amanda, I liked your answer. C stands for correct. Nice job. Love it. All righty. So let's move into the, there we go. All right. So now this is going to be for 700. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. A lot of these have been, somewhat simple. I'm not going to say easy, but from here on out, they are going to get a little bit more difficult. So let's go to that $700 question. All right, so for 700, which of the following was the first search engine on the internet? A, Yahoo, B, Alta Vista, C, Google, or D, Bing?
50-50, Rachel?
Sure, why not?
All righty, let's do the 50-50 here. This be a difficult question, isn't it?
Could it be B?
I imagine, because it's just easy to think of Yahoo and Google, but I would go maybe with B as well.
Awesome. All right, so B, final answer.
Okay.
Nice job. Congratulations. That's awesome. All righty. We'll do our music.
It's like getting more ominous.
So before we move into the $800, just curious, have you enjoyed playing so far? Has this been kind of fun? A little bit stress-free?
Yeah, a little bit nervous, but it's been fun. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Glad you did it, right? But glad it's almost over too.
Yes and yes.
That's fair. I got 3 more of these. All right, so here we go. Let's move to the $800 question. All right. This may or may not be one of my favorite questions, just FYI. What is the branch of artificial intelligence concerned with giving computers the ability to understand text and spoken words in much the same way human beings can? Your options are A, natural language processing, B, predictive analytics, C, Siri, or D, Alexa.
I would go with A.
Yeah, I think it's A.
All right, A final answer?
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
right.
All right, let's see A, natural language processing. Nice job. Nice job.
Two more questions, Rachel. Two more.
Two
We
more
got
questions,
do it.
and you get the
We can do
1,000. Absolutely.
We haven't embarrassed ourselves at least. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So before we hop into that $900 question, you talked about you haven't embarrassed yourself, and you haven't. You want to share what your most embarrassing moment's been from a professional standpoint? We don't have to get into things I did in college, but anything that perhaps, you know, what's been something embarrassing that's happened recently at work, if you're willing to share.
Oh, I mean, there's so many to choose from.
Anything?
You know what? I will tell something that I've done actually more than once. I just, I sort of get in my head and I get in a hurry, and more than once I have walked into the men's restroom and just looked up and been like, whoops, sorry, gotta go.
Awesome. Awesome. Amron, you got anything that you're willing to
Yeah,
share?
for Halloween, I accidentally sent my costume to my work friend. I'm not gonna say what it was, but I should have done it.
Awesome. Awesome. All righty. Well, let's move into the $900 question. And both of you are playing really well. Okay. For 900, it says, when were states mandated to have either connected to the federally facilitated marketplace or have built their own health benefit exchange according to the ACA? A, 2014, B, 2013, C, 2012, or D, 2010? What do you think? This is a tough one. I'm not gonna say it's not.
So they were mandated to be live in 2013 for sure. I know that, but do you think Rachel's question asks when the law was passed, or is it when they were mandated to be connected or up and running? I would say 2013.
Connected to the federal market. Yeah, I'm thinking 2012 or 2013, but I think 2013.
Yeah, that's when they had to be live or connected. So we'll go with B.
All right, B. Final answer. Nice job.
Good job.
Outstanding. That was really great.
That's good.
All right. All right, so this is the last question. You've already got 900 going to your charity. Get this one. It's the full 1,000. You played great. Before we get to the last question, anything else you just want to share with the audience, or are y'all ready to get to it?
Just this has been fun. Let's do it.
All right, let's move into that $1,000 question.
Taylor would want us to take it all the way, so.
Yes, she would. All righty, so for 1,000, the question says, select the correct federal match funding stream guidelines. Medicaid 90-10, CWIS 75-25, Child Support Enforcement 50-50, or it's B, Medicaid 90-10, CWIS 50-50, Child Support Enforcement 50-50, or C, Medicaid 90-10, CWIS 50-50, Child Support Enforcement 66-34, or D, all federal programs are 90-10 and CMS funds them. What do you think?
I know Medicaid's 90-10.
Yeah, definitely not D.
Yeah, definitely not D.
The 6634 definitely not what feds would do with the numbers.
Yeah,
So
that sounds,
not C.
sounds complicated.
Yeah,
I think A or
9, 10 in both. So
I mean, I kind of feel like 50-50 is always a good, if we're talking.
let's do it.
Okay, let's go with B.
So you're thinking it's B. I can see where that might confuse you a little bit. So I'm just wondering what you're thinking. Should you go B, or it seems like the audience says you gotta go C.
Yeah, it feels like child support. Like they would do something kind of odd, like 6634.
Okay, so is it gonna be C final answer?
We don't have 50-50 left, do we?
No,
But I think I'm going.
Yeah,
with
I will go with C. They will do
Going with
something.
C.
Put it number then.
Okay.
There we go.
So C final answer. There you go.
Yay!
We did it.
Outstanding. $1,000 for your charity. That great play. That was amazing. We do appreciate the both of you. I know this is can be a little tough in a moment. So I think you both played outstanding. I appreciate you kind of sharing with the audience. You can see they're saying you rocked it. Great job. Love Team Swifties. So there's you're getting a lot of props there. So I do appreciate the two of you playing. And again, $1,000 to your charity. So outstanding to the both of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask the two of you to turn off your cameras for me. And we're going to get ready for the second team to step up. So today's second team is going to be Heidi and Aaron, known as the Tech No Slayers. So can you tell me a little bit about where that team name came from?
Sure, I can do that. Aaron and I tossed back and forth quite a few ideas, and we thought this one was really summarizing kind of our focus on tech and being two fun women that are going to slay the game today.
Love it.
Unintended.
Pun intended.
And you know what? From what I know, the two of you, you are going to slay this. So if you're ready, I think we can hop into our first question.
Ready.
The music sets the stage. All right. So your first question for $100 says, what does AI stand for? Is that A, artificial intelligence, B, added intelligence, C, advanced intelligence, or D, augmented intelligence?
Aaron?
Definitely A.
Definitely A. Yep. Thank you.
All righty. So A, final answer?
Final answer.
All right, let's see A. Awesome. Good start. So, Aaron, Heidi, before we jump into the next question, can you tell the audience what charity are you playing for today?
Yes, we're playing for the Ask Childhood Cancer Foundation. They help children and families going through cancer.
Awesome.
It's really close to my heart. My nephew was one of their patients about 8 years ago.
Awesome. That's a great charity. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with that. All right. So let's move on to the $200 question. All right. So for 200, what is the term unwinding related to? Is that A, streamline HHS business processes, B, the COVID-19 public health emergency, C, ABOD, or D, the COVID-19 vaccine? What do you think?
D.
I don't know about you, but I am sure it would be kind of funny to see A be unwound for the COVID vaccine. I know there's half of the world that might want to see that unwound, but I think it's B, like you said, Heidi.
I agree with
And I'm
your
not sure what
thoughts,
C is, so.
Not sure what C is. That might come up in the next question, but for this
I know
question,
what it is. I know what C is, so we're good.
So,
Good.
so final answer B, the COVID-19 public health emergency. Nice job. Nice job. All right, before we hop into the 300, Aaron, you want to tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. My name is Erin Lohr. I am one of 2 current deputy CIOs at the Virginia Department of Health and Behavioral Services. I work in IT for the state of Virginia. I have 1 daughter and 2 fur dog babies. Right now, my most fun thing to do is to ride around in my new Jeep, following my daughter around in college playing hockey.
Awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong, the Jeep was that was your dream car, right?
Yes. I think a lot of little girls, I think it started with the Barbie Jeep, way too many years ago. A lot of girls want that Jeep when they grow up, and I just finally decided I should get it.
Awesome. That's great. Heidi, what about you?
Sure. So I'm Heidi Reed. I am with Accenture. I lead our integrated eligibility practice. I've been here 18 years, which seems just crazy to me. I live in Austin, Texas with my husband, Jeff, and we have 2 boys, Reed and Will. They keep me very busy. Hobbies, I'm not sure I have my own hobbies because I'm so busy with their hobbies, driving them around and going to sports and things like that.
I understand. Yeah. Once you have kids, their sort of hobbies become what you focus in on. I get it.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, cool. Well, hey, let's move into the $300 question. And based on what you just shared a second ago, Aaron, you probably shouldn't answer this one. So let's move into 300.
Uh-oh.
Pertaining to federal programs, what does ABOD stand for? That is A, always be asking why donuts. B, able-bodied adults without dependents. C, agricultural-based assistance workforce development. Or D, aged blind adults with disabilities. So what do you think the answer is?
B.
Aaron, what do you think?
She's on mute.
She says
I'm certain it's B. I trust Heidi.
I love it. I mean, we couldn't have planned any better for your answer on the previous question. So, all right, final answer B, able-bodied adults without dependents.
Yes.
Nice job. Nice job. All right, before we get into 400, Heidi, you had shared that you one time bowled with David Lee Roth. How did that happen?
This is true. I was in elementary school, and a good friend of mine, her mom was actually dating David Lee Roth, and they invited me to go bowling. And when I came home and told my parents who was there, they didn't believe me. But very, very true, surreal. I didn't know who he was, but I thought his white fringe pants and turquoise shirt were quite interesting.
Solid bowling outfit material. So follow question. Was he any good?
I don't remember, actually. Let's go with yes.
There you go. Easy answer. Cool.
Final answer.
Final answer. Yes, he was good. All right, well, let's move into that $400 question. All right, so for 400, this says, which one of these is true for the administrative framework for child welfare services and programs? That it's A, federally administered, that it's B, 9 hybrid, 2 county administered, rest state administered, C, 2 hybrid, 9 county administered, rest state administered, or D, all state administered.
I don't know. Based on Amaran and Rachel's question, it looked like it was 75-25. So
I think we should use one of our lifelines.
I think so.
All right, gonna use the lifeline. Which one are you gonna do? You got your 50-50, you can call the audience, or you can bowl them. What are you thinking?
What do you think, Aaron? You pick.
Let's do, I think I need more help than 50-50. Why don't we do the audience?
All righty, audience. So our players, they're calling on you. We're gonna flash that pull up on the screen and you see the question there. So for your help, which answer do you think is going to help this team? Is it A, B, C, or D? We'll give them about 10, 15 seconds.
We're looking at you, Carol Hussey.
Hey, if they want to throw it in the chat, they can too. They helped out the other team that way. There's really no rules here today. All right, can we see the results of the poll, please? Ooh, it's a slight majority on C, but that is a little bit of an interesting answer. But so according to the audience, they say you should go with C, and that is 2 hybrid, 9 county administered, and the rest state administered. What do you think? For what it's worth, if I were playing, I would certainly trust the audience on this one.
I was asking you on my mute, do you see us being successful?
Well,
I think C is good.
But when I look at the answers that I have over here, I can see that you should probably go that way.
You are a wonderful host.
Let's see to it. Let's see to it, James.
Let's see to it then. All right, according to the audience, your cheating host and the players, the answer is C. Nice job. So you got 400. That's great. All right, so before we hop into the 500, Aaron, you're actually a returning player because you played last year for Family Feud. Had a slight technical glitch, but I know that one of your fun facts is that you had shared that, you actually met your husband while out of town, even though both of you lived in the same town. And if I remember correctly, wasn't that y'all both went to like a billiards tournament and neither one of you was playing, but you met there? And had you met before? Like, did you know each other from your hometown, or is it completely serendipitous?
It was almost serendipitous. We had been in the same room a couple times, but didn't know each other. And he went up with his best friend, and I went up with my best friend. They were 2 different people. And he didn't sign up in time to play in the billiards tournament. He was really good, but I did not even want to play in the billiard tournament. I just went to have fun, and we met, and neither of us were looking for a relationship. And in March, it'll be like 26 years. So, yeah. And I forgot to mention him in my last question when Heidi mentioned her husband. I thought, oh, I'm fired. I'm glad he's not here to see that I didn't even introduce him either.
That's okay, because we bought it back around here, so you're all good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So you had to travel far to basically wind up with your neighbor. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Great. All right, well, let's move into the $500 question. All right. So for 500, it says, which one of these is true for public assistance eligibility systems in California, of which neither of you live? Is it A, owned and operated by the state, B, owned by the state and operated by the counties, C, owned and operated individually by each county, or D, owned collectively and operated individually by the counties? A lot happening in that question. What do you think?
Oh, I should really know this. Let's see.
You can go 50-50 if you needed to.
It's definitely county. It's county administered, but they're going to a statewide system.
I think it's B. Do you want to? Is there a friend we could phone, or
maybe we might want to phone a friend? Let me see here on this list. I wonder if we can phone a specific friend. Danielle Clayman, are you out there?
I do see a Danielle. Danielle, are you willing to come off mute and help out your players here? And then Danielle, I see if you can just unmute for me. All righty. So Danielle, our techno slayers are reaching out to you, and they want to know, based on the question on the screen, which one of these is true for public assistance eligibility systems in California? You see the 4 answers. What do you think is correct?
First of all, I may never forgive you for this, Heidi. That being said, oh, Patty, you're not helping.
Rick, feel free to help us too.
If I had to guess, I would go with B is my guess, but Heidi, I'm telling you, I'm not like behind this 100%, but if I were in your shoes,
okay,
that would be my guess. I'm very nervous.
Danielle, thank you for participating. We love having the audience participation. Thank you so much. So Heidi and Aaron, if you'll allow me to entertain a short story here. So when I was growing up playing ball, there was actually on one of the teams I played for a couple of Jamies. So in order to eliminate confusion, since my last name is DeMumrin, I was Jamie D. And then there was another kid that was Jamie, and he was Jamie L. And I just share that story if that is helpful in any way, that sometimes I went by the name Jamie D. So
I just remembered the answer is D.
D.
I forgot.
Okay. Is that final answer? D, final answer. All right. Let's go with D, final answer. Nice job.
Thank you. Awesome.
Outstanding. All right. Hey, Danielle, I will be your bestie. Thank you so much. All right. So before we hop into this question, since Halloween was recent, and Heidi, I'm going to assume, I could be wrong, did your kids go trick-or-treating?
They did. Yes.
So what were their outfits?
My oldest son was a hot dog. My youngest son had the idea to be one of those like mattress sale guys. But when we did a test drive last Friday, and the bottom was so tight to keep the air in that he was like penguin walking. So we had to pivot at the last minute, and he was a clown.
Awesome. Okay. Hey, that's great. And then Aaron, I know your daughter's obviously in college, but did she happen to dress up to go to a party?
She did. She was Captain America. Quite cute Captain America.
Awesome. Well, so while we're sharing it, my daughter's 8, and like I said, she comes up with these things sometimes I never understand. She was like, Daddy, I want to be the Scream character. Now, mind you, she's 8. I've never let her see the movie Scream, so I was like, okay, let's do this. But so, fun fact, at 8, they're not going to make that costume for an 8-year-old. So there's not a kid section, but we went to one of those pop-up Halloween stores, and they had a female version that for a woman was a skirt, but as an 8-year-old, it was full length for my daughter. And then the mask was bedazzled. So that drove it home for her. So she was the bedazzled Ghostface character. And then she had me get fake blood and just a white t-shirt, and she sprayed me down, and I was her victim. So that is how we went around the neighborhood. Yes. So
impressive.
Awesome. All right, let's move into the $600 question. All right, so this is for $600. It says, pick the correct chronological order of the passing of these acts, rules, or creation of entities. This is a tough question. All right, so A is Department of HHS was established, HIPAA, ACA, CMS was created, then CWIS. B is Department of HHS was established, ACA, HIPAA, CMS was created, CWIS. C, Department of HHS was established, HIPAA, CMS was created, ACA, CWIS. Or D, Department of HHS was established, ACA, CMS was created, HIPAA, CWIS. I will let you take some time on this one. So for $600, what do you think?
So Aaron, I think it's C.
I think it's C too.
Yeah, one of my first projects in 2005 was Texas Medicaid, and HIPAA was a huge focus. And then of course ACA was 2013, and then CCWIS. So yeah, I think C.
All righty, C final answer?
Final answer.
All righty, C final answer. Nice job. Congrats. Let's just roll right into the $700 question. Here we go. Y'all are playing hot, playing on a streak. All right, so for $700, This is pick 2 common as a service models. We have A, SAS and PASS, B, CAS and PASS, C, I won't say it how I want to say it, and SAS, or D, EAS and PASS. So what do you think? What are 2 common as a service models?
A.
A.
Good call. Yeah, let's go with
If
A.
I say C though, will you say C again? No, just kidding.
Actually, I would, and I would probably say that as ass and sass. That's how I might say it. But let's go with A, SAS and PASS. Final answer. Nice job. Good job. Y'all are playing really well.
Thank you. I feel like the harder questions are easier.
Yeah. Well,
As long as we don't see any presidents.
I was
come
gonna,
up
you
on
know
the
what?
screen.
We'll see when you get to number 10. But,
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, so, some of the, hey, listen, it's all about content knowledge. But before we move to the 800, Heidi, I got one more. You had shared that you won a singular share of J.C. Penney stock in a stock market competition in the 6th grade. And you actually went to shareholder meetings. Tell me about that.
That is true. So in 6th grade, we were given $1,000 to invest in the stock market, and I actually won. And obviously, the prize was 1 share of JCPenney stock. And I lived in Dallas near Plano, which is where the headquarters was. And actually, my mom took me to, I think, 2 shareholder meetings, and I took it very seriously. Submitted my vote on how they should make decisions and things like that. I actually just sold that 1 share like 10 years ago.
That is, I gotta ask, roughly how much was it worth?
It was like $60, I think.
So,
It was messing up my portfolio. I had to get rid of it.
that is awesome. All right, well, let's roll into the $800 question. Here we go. All righty, so this is for 800. Question says, which one of these AI technologies can you use to automate transactional rules-based tasks by mimicking human interactions? We've got A, robotic process automation, B, machine learning, C, natural language processing, or D, speech recognition. What do you think?
I think it's A.
Aaron, what do you think?
I think it's A also.
I like that answer. A, final answer. All righty, let's see it. Great job. 2 away from 1,000. So before we get to the big money questions, just the 2 of you, kind of like we talked with the other teams, has this been fun? Kind of enjoyed it? Not as stressful as maybe you thought it was going to be?
No, definitely fun. The
Good.
California question had me in a bit of a heart palpitations, but definitely fun.
Outstanding. Great. All right. Well, let's move into the $900 question. You're 2 away from the 1,000. All right. So for 900, this question says, which federal agency oversees the program that Aaron has no clue about? That is A, Department of Commerce, Bureau and Economic Analysis, B, Department of Labor, Employment and Training, C, Department of Education, Federal Student Aid, or D, Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Services. Which program oversees the ABOT program?
I believe it's D, because we process that in our eligibility system. Although there is a labor aspect to it. I'm leaning towards D.
And that's kind of your wheelhouse, right? The eligibility, that's kind of where you make your money with Accenture? Okay.
Yep.
I trust you, Heidi.
I also want to point out that it is crazy that you had 2 questions related to ABOT. So, I don't know how that happened, but
Yes.
I'm going to hear that it is D, final answer.
If Jamie D is saying that that is our final answer, then yes, final answer.
I can promise you Jamie D would definitely agree with this answer. So let's go D, final answer. Awesome. All righty. 900 in the bank, 100 more to get 1,000 for your charity.
All right.
All right, we're going to jump right into it. Final question for the Techno Slayers. All righty, so as someone had said that some of the harder questions had gotten easier, I see the look in your eyes. All righty, in what year was legislation introduced that established WIC? Was that A, 1975, B, 1935, C, 1972, or D, 1965? What do you think?
Well, I definitely think we want to use 50-50 because we still have that, don't we?
Yes.
Ooh, great call. All right, so we'll start there. If we can eliminate 2 of the incorrect answers, there you go. We're now left with B, 1935, or C, 1972. And it is in what year was legislation? And again, there is someone I like to refer to as the Gipper in the chat that might be helping you out there.
I see some help. I think we should see as our final answer.
Agreed.
I agree with you. So let's go with C, final answer. Congratulations. C it is. You've now won $1,000 for your charity. That is awesome. I hope y'all enjoyed playing this game. I mean, it's again, it's really for charity, but what makes it fun is the stories that y'all share. So thank you, Techno Slayers. You've actually turned on the pressure for the next 2 teams because the first 2 have gone for 1,000 each. So I'm going to ask, I know you can't hear the audience, but I assume they're clapping for you right now. So I'm going to ask Heidi, Aaron, if you'll turn your cameras off, and I'm going to need the Thunderstruck team to flip on their cameras. That's going to be Eugene and Scott. Gentlemen, how's it going today?
Going great. This has been very entertaining so far.
So do you feel any pressure? They're going to play the music here in a second, so let's let them do that. Go ahead and crank that music. All right. Before we hop in, I love the audience chiming in. So, Amanda, I love your comment. Apparently, I'm older than the inception of the WIC program. Yeah, dates on the calendar suck sometimes. That is true. So, anyways, all right, gentlemen, you know the gameplay here. You know how it's going to work. So, are y'all ready to jump into the first question?
It's going to be a tough to follow behind these 2 teams, but looking forward to it.
Yep.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to move into that $100 question then. All right, so first question on the board for you is, what does the acronym SNAP stand for? Is that A, the Supplemental Nutrition Application Program, B, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, C, Supportive Nutrition Assistance Program, or D, Supportive Nutrition Application Program? What do you think?
I think it's B, Scott. What do you think?
I have no clue.
Let's go with B. Pretty sure that's it.
All righty, so final answer B, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. All righty, B it is. All righty, so we're going to move into the next one in a second. But before we do, Scott, you want to tell us a little bit about the charity you're playing for today?
Sure, and this is something that's both Eugene and I are in the Washington, D.C. region here. And CMS actually is in a situation where, they can't actually select or endorse a particular, organization, but we're playing for the So Others Might Eat organization here in the National Capital Region in D.C. And they provide nutrition assistance, housing, health assistance, and social services to those in need here in the DC area. So looking forward to being able to get as much as we can for them.
I'm rooting for the two of you, and you've already got 100 in the bank. And let's get to the $200 question. All righty. So for 200, the question says basically the acronym, what is COTS? Is that A, a program for homelessness services? Is that B, custom organizational and training services? Is that C, a federal government waiver program targeted at veterans? Or D, commercial off-the-shelf software? What is COTS?
What do you think, Eugene?
D. I would go with D. Scott, what do you think?
Yep. That sounds good.
All righty. Final answer, D?
Yep.
All righty. Nice job. Before we move into this one, first, yes, Patty, on that previous question, Jamie D would definitely approve on that one. All righty. So, Scott, Eugene, I'm going to start with Eugene first. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been with CMS for a little over 11 years. I started as a eligibility enrollment analyst, previously worked in private industry as a contractor, also doing health IT. I live in the Baltimore area, report to central office, and I love the work. I'm passionate about it. I feel like the work that we do at CMS is really important and meaningful, and I've stuck around for this amount of time because I feel like we're really making an impact on services to beneficiaries, and that's really what keeps me going.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Scott, what about you, sir?
Yeah, have been here at Optum for 23 years, and in previous lives have worked in other private sector, private sector companies, but also really come out of the government HHS space for quite a few years. Worked at state and county levels in California. And Heidi, any consolation? I looked at that question as well and had to really give it a thought or two as to how that was going to be answered. So good job on that. And then spent the longest time with the federal government running the SNAP and other FNS programs. So have been looking forward to working in this area for many years, and it's great to be here for this very worthy cause.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate both of you playing today. And with that, we're going to hop into the $400 question. All righty, or 300. I can't count today. So in the HHS domain, what does IE stand for? Is that A, integrated eligibility, B, insurance exemptions, C, Internet Explorer, or D, for example? What do you think?
Is C still around?
You know, I've actually worked with some clients that they're like, oh, do you still support Internet Explorer? So it's crazy.
All right. Well, I think it's A. Eugene?
I think that's a solid bet. Let's go A.
All righty. A, final answer, integrated eligibility. Yeah, y'all were right. And I'm going to keep y'all's momentum rolling, so we're going to jump right into this $400 question. Here we go. All right, so for 400, which of these acronyms from the alphabet soup is not part of the Department of Health and Human Services? It's going to be A, the FDA, B, HUD, C, CDC, or D, SAMHSA. So which one of these is not part of our Health and Human Services alphabet soup? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's B, HUD.
Well, this is thinking. Yep, this is Eugene's agency, so I would definitely defer to his expertise on this.
Well, hold on. No.
I mean, for what it's worth, Eugene, I think you'd be correct on this one. So,
yeah.
you know, if you're feeling confident.
Let's go with HUD. I shouldn't second guess myself. Trust in
All righty. B, final answer, HUD.
Right.
Nice job. Nice job. So before we move in, Scott, I know you talked about, originally from California, right? Went to school out there. You shared the fun fact that you've never been surfing, though. But I have to ask, before you got the nice beard and everything else, did you have the long Cali hair? Like, were you, straight on what I picture as people from California, or no?
Yeah, it's a good thing that social media didn't exist back then, Jamie. Yeah, I think there are some, print photos still around somewhere. But yes, yeah, I did get stopped for, yes, I used to have first car was a Mustang that I used to drive with the hair that you referred to, with cutoff shorts, flip-flops, and so forth. So that will get you a pullover pretty quickly. So yeah, afraid so.
So I just want you to know, at some point when I see you, I have to see one of these photos, please. I now have to see that. I don't, Patty, Gary, Rupam, someone, we have to make this a thing now. We have to see Scott back in the day. So that is just, Scott, you signed yourself up for it. You just didn't know. Awesome.
Okay.
Patty's already saying need photos. So we will work on that. All right. Let's move into the $500 question. You ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so this is for 500. It says, which one of these is an AI image model? Is that A, Wall-E, B, Pixar, C, DreamWorks, or D, Dolly? Which one of those is an AI image model? And you have all your lifelines. So remember, there's a lot of smart folks in that audience if you need to utilize that. Or if you're just feeling, I think I know, but give me the 50-50, we can go that route.
What do you think, Scott? Should we use a lifeline, or are you feeling good about one of these?
I am not feeling good about one of these, Eugene. So if you're not feeling it, I think it's lifeline time.
Let's do it.
Which one are you going to do?
Shall we poll the audience?
Gonna do the poll the audience. Perfect. All right, audience. So this is where you get to come in. As you can see on screen, we're trying to figure out which AI image model we're referencing here. A, B, C, or D. We'd love for y'all to chime in, give you about 15 seconds, and let's go from there. I'm like you, Scott. I need a sip of water too. Is it water? That's the question you gotta ask yourself.
Yes, it is.
I meant for me. All righty, let's see the results of the poll here. Let's see what the audience thinks the answer is. Ooh, it's a tight one. It is. The majority still says D, but there's a couple of different ones in there. But the most folks that voted said D, that it is D, Dolly. What do the two of you think?
We have to trust our audience.
I think so. I think that's it. I'll say this to keep it going. If Jamie D were voting, he likes that answer as well. So you want to go D, final answer?
That sounds like the program.
All righty. Let's go D, final answer. Nice job. Nice job.
Awesome.
You're playing great. So before we move into the next question, I know that, your team kind of came together a little bit late, but so Eugene, you mentioned kind of Baltimore. Is that born and raised, or how long have you been in the Baltimore area?
I've been here since I was 5 years old. So
okay.
Been here a long time. Does
that make you a Orioles and Ravens fan?
I am. I watch a little bit more football than baseball, but I'm definitely a hometown team fan. Absolutely.
Gotcha. Yeah. Lamar Jackson is unreal. I mean, just unreal players.
As long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But I mean, that's true of every NFL team, right? It's kind of the way it goes. And you know, the Ravens have a good team this year. Scott, what about you? What is your NFL team of choice?
Well, growing up, had the Los Angeles Rams, the original Los Angeles Rams, as the team. Moving back here, did get into the Washington Football Club. Was part of the fun times watching them at RFK Stadium when they were a successful franchise. And did get into the Nationals big time. Sorry, Eugene, could never go the O's route before the Nats came, just couldn't do it, but wasn't a huge Nats fan. So times are challenging on both fronts now, so we're looking to better days ahead.
That is fair. You know, as y'all know, I'm a Braves fan, and we wasted an amazing regular season to do nothing in the playoffs. And for anyone that might be in the audience that's a Texas Rangers fan, congratulations, World Series winners. So good for them. Awesome. All right, let's move into the next question. Okay, so this is going to be for 600. It says, what is the federal match for child welfare from ACF? Your possible answers are A, 90%, B, 66%, C, 50%, or D, 75%. What do you think? What is the match from ACF?
I think that's a 50. C.
I'm pretty confident you're right. I think you've got it.
I like where y'all's heads are at. Let's go with that. Let's say C, final answer, 50%. Awesome. All right, I don't want to kill y'all's momentum. Let's keep on rolling. Let's see that $700. Alrighty, so for 700, the question says, which U.S. government agency is responsible for setting technology standards and guidelines? Is that A, FEMA, B, NIST, C, the White House Office of Technology, or D, probably not likely, NASA? What do you think, gentlemen, for 700? Which is it?
Pretty confident it's B. What do you think, Scott?
Yep, B. Yep, agree.
All righty, we're going to go B. Final answer, NIST. Awesome. Great play. 700, 3 away from $1,000 for your charity. All right, Eugene, before we hop in this question, any fun fact you want to share with the audience, something that may be unexpected?
About myself?
Yeah, or anything. This is a wide open platform.
Sure. So in my spare time, outside of parenting, that whatever little spare time I do have, I really like I'm into smoking and grilling, and I've got an Instagram page dedicated to it. So if you're ever interested, hit me up on the side and I'll share.
That is awesome. Do you get into the competitive side, or just more of like Insta famous?
I wouldn't even say famous, but you know, I don't have enough time to get competitive, but I like, it's just a hobby. I'm not like viral or anything, but I try hard, and the people that eat the meat appreciate it. So that's the important part.
Gotcha. So when I come to your house, and it sounds like this is happening now. So what is the what would you make? Like, hey, make the best thing. What are you going to throw on the smoker and grill?
I like to do a smoked bone-in leg of lamb. I recently got a rotisserie attachment for my Komodo grill, and it really is a game changer.
Awesome. And there's some comments in the chat. Patty's saying yum. Yeah, it does sound really good. So all righty. Well, we got 2 more questions. We're gonna hop into these and get them wrong. Actually 3. Again, I can't count for y'all today. I don't know what it is. Let's roll into and it's on screen. All right, here we go. Let's move into the $800 question. All righty. I think y'all should know this just given your roles, but it says, who is the current Secretary of Health and Human Services? I believe A is pronounced Javier Becerra, B, Tom Price, C, Rachel Levine, or D, Alex Azar. What do we think? Y'all know.
I'd be fired for getting this one wrong.
Right? I think you should know.
Let's go with A.
Yeah, for sure. A, final answer. Yes, correct. Absolutely. You know, it is really funny how these questions were set, like I said, before we knew this. And it's just kind of working out. I had no clue that y'all were going to get that question. So let's move into the 900. Alrighty. So for 900, we're going to say, what does FedRAMP stand for? Is that A, Federal Resolve and Mitigation Program, B, Federal Risk and Authorization Management Program, C, Federal Roadway to Assurance Management and Protection, or D, Federal Resiliency for Asset Management Protocol? Say that 4 times fast. What do you think? What does FedRAMP stand for?
I think it's B. Eugene?
That my gut's telling me B, I think.
My gut tells me B as well.
All right.
So does my answer sheet. Let's go with B, final answer. Awesome.
All right.
One more for the 1,000. All right, like before we hop in this question, just because, you know, the last one, anything else y'all like to share real quick before we go for it, or you just want to hop into it?
I think we're ready.
Yeah, I think we're good. We want to be respectful here and leave our last panel the opportunity to. So sounds good. Jamie, go.
All righty, here we go. So this is question 10 for $1,000. And Eugene, when we spoke yesterday, this is the question I lied about because I said there would be no presidential trivia, and I forgot this question. So question says, which president urged the creation of the Children's Bureau during his first White House conference? Was that A, Woodrow Wilson, B, Warren G. Harding, C, William Taft, or D, Theodore Roosevelt? What do you think for 1,000? Which president urged the creation of the Children's Bureau?
Scott, should we do 50-50 to narrow it down?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, then let's do the 50-50 here. We've got Woodrow Wilson or D, Theodore Roosevelt. While you're debating on it, I'm just going to throw it out to the audience. Anybody wants to throw in the chat what they're thinking? Or Google it and then throw it out there? All right, so Lauren's throwing out there that it's D. I've got one person throwing D out there to you. What do you think?
Let's put our trust in Lauren. Let's go with Teddy Roosevelt.
All righty. Final answer, D, Theodore Roosevelt.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
3 for 3 on $1,000 for charities. That is outstanding. Way to go. Y'all, phenomenal gameplay. You know, similar to the other players. I really, truly, you know, Scott, Eugene, just thank you for playing the game and just being good sports about it. You know, again, $1,000 to your charity. So we are 3 for 3, and we're going to make sure that we go 4 for 4 when the Fearless Foodies, which is our next team, is going to come on screen. So Eugene, Scott, thank you so much. If you'll turn your cameras off, and I'm going to ask our last 2 players to come on screen. We got Mark and we got Tony. Hey, how are y'all doing?
Hey, hey.
We'll let the music play, and then we'll get rolling. All righty, so we're going to jump into the first one. Here we go. This is the toughest one of the day. What does HHS stand for? Is that A, Health and Human Services, B, Human Helper Servant, which is what my daughter thinks I am, C, Health Hospital Systems, or D, Heart Health Suppliers? What do you think?
I'm thinking A, Tony.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with A, Mark.
I like the way you think. Let's go A. Health and Human Services for final answer. Perfect. All righty, you've seen the other three teams. We're going to get to the 1,000. I got no doubts in my mind. But would one of you to tell me a little bit about the charity you're playing for today?
Sure, we're playing for No Kid Hungry, and they have a core mission to make sure that kids get 3 meals a day. And so they do that through focusing on school meal programs. And so they get grants into schools, into food banks, into community organizations, and they also focus on research and advocacy. So let's go, No Kids Hungry.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony. All right, well, let's move into the next question. Here we go. All righty, so this is for 200. What law ensures public access to federal government records? Is that A, HIPAA, B, GDPR, C, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, or D, the Freedom of Information Act? So which one of these ensures that public access to federal government records? What do you think?
What do you think, Mark?
To D.
What do you think?
I think
A is for medical information. Let's go with D. Yeah.
All righty, D, final answer, the Freedom of Information Act. There it is. Yeah, y'all got this. All right, before we get into this question, y'all know the routine. I'm going to ask both of you, just tell me a little bit about yourselves. Tony, start with you. Just share the audience. Tell me a little bit about what makes you you.
What makes me me? Okay, I think I shared my fun fact was that my name is Tony because I'm the 4th girl. My dad is Big Tony. I'm Little Tony. He was done. He did not want to try for that boy. And so I'm basically Tony Jr. So you can call me Junior.
That is awesome. 4 girls. I have one, could not imagine 3 on top. So, whew, couldn't believe it. Mark, what about you?
Been in F&S for about, 13 years now. Prior to that, I spent a career in the Air Force. I had my 18th birthday during basic training.
Awesome. Man, that's crazy. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
So do you follow the Air Force football team? I mean, currently undefeated in top 25. Do you track that at all?
I just see it in the paper and things like that because I live in Colorado Springs, so they're right up the street. So, but I don't really follow it. No.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, they are having a phenomenal season so far.
Yeah.
So. Awesome. All righty. Well, let's hop into the next question. All righty. So for 300, we're going to go with states manage programs differently. Name the 2 types of management. Is that going to be A, state and county administered, B, HHS director and governor, C, state administered and the legislative, or D, legislative and governor? So how are those state programs typically managed? Which is the answer, do you think?
On my side of the house, the things I work with, I would say A, state and county administered. What's your thoughts, Tony? A?
I'm going with A, yeah.
Awesome. Yep. Final answer, A, state and county administered. Nice job to both of you. We're going to roll right into the $400 question. All righty, for 400, y'all didn't really think we were going to go through an entire game and not bring in ChatGPT, right? So here we go. In ChatGPT, what does GPT stand for? Is that A, generative, I can't speak today, pre-trained technology? Is that generative pre-trained transformer? Is it C, going private transaction, or less likely D, gas pressure test? And what does the GPT stand for? What do you think?
I'm pretty sure it's A. What do you think, Mark?
I'm not really into the AI stuff real big, and I certainly stay away from Chat GPT. But I'm thinking technology may be too obvious.
You think? I mean,
I'll
someone
say
could.
this. I like the way
I'm
Mark
leaning toward
thinks.
B.
You
I
like the
like-
way Mark thinks.
I
Okay,
am-
so
I'm
would
liking
it
the way-
be B?
I would be confident for $400. Yes.
I would believe that it's B also. So let's bet on B.
There is someone in the chat that believes you are right as well. So let's go with B. Final answer: generative pre-trained transformer. There it is. Nice. Alrighty, so Mark, before we get into the $500 question, tell me a little bit about this Greenland ice cap. Tell me how this came about.
Well, one of my Air Force tours of duty was 750 miles north of the Arctic Circle in what was Thule Air Base. It's been renamed now, and I can't recall what its name is now. But during that year that I was up there, we did a lot of hiking and stuff in the very 3 short months of what we would call summertime, when it would hit the 40s temperatures. So one of those was a time we went out on the ice cap. So we went up the Moraine and walked out on the ice cap. So it was kind of a neat experience.
Absolutely, sounds amazing. Did you get some photos? I hope. I
do have some photos, yeah. And it was absolutely incredible in some places, because one area where we hiked, we could actually see where 3 glaciers came together and out of the different fjords up on the northeast side.
That is very cool. And when we all get together sometime, I have to see those photos, and again, the ones of Scott with his California hair, so we can, share both at the same time. That would be awesome. All righty, let's hop into the next question. Here we go. All right, so this can be for 500. Which one of these is a federal requirement for CWIS? Is that A, AFCARS and NCANS reporting? Is it B, a data warehouse? Is it C, solutions must be modular and use different vendors? Or D, 4E eligibility determination? So which one of these is a federal requirement?
Well, Tony, I'm not up on the CWIS side of the house, so I don't think it's C. But other than that,
yeah, let's go for a 50-50. What do you think?
All right,
okay.
50-50. Let's do it. Let's see what 2 it takes away. All right, so now you're left with A and D. What are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling D-ish, because I don't know what NCANDS is.
I'm with you. I'm not certain what A is, so I do know 4E eligibility determination.
I know what AFCARS is.
I'm with you there.
All righty, we're going to go with D, final answer, 4E eligibility determination. Nice play. And yeah, in the chat, Gary let us know Jamie D. Yes, for sure.
He did.
Nice.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, bud.
Yeah. Before we hop into the 600, just housekeeping thing is, we know that we kind of set this to 130. We might run slightly over, but that's only because we're having so much fun. So we hope you can stay on, but if you got to drop, we understand. We appreciate you, joining today, and hope you learned a few things. Last thing we're going to learn before we get in the game is, Tony, tell me about these dance mobs that you get into sometimes.
Well, about 10 years ago, someone very near and dear to me succumbed to a massive heart attack. And so he loved to dance. And so in his memory, we started a foundation called Dance for Your Heart. And so each year we do a fundraiser and we do dance mobs. And so at Virginia Commonwealth University, they were gracious enough to allow us to go out on their floor doing basketball games. And so girls' basketball games, they won't let us come to the boys' basketball games. But we go out into the floor, about 200 of us. And sometimes it's the first time that we dance together. And we do about a 90-second routine, and we raise money for community organizations in the Richmond area.
I love it. That's awesome. And awesome that VCU lets you do that as well. That's really cool. That's very cool. All righty. Let's jump into this $600 question, see what's going to happen. All righty. So for 600, Which one of the following HHS programs does COVID-19, the public health unwinding, not directly apply to? Is that A, SNAP, B, Medicaid, C, child welfare, or D, TANF? Which one of those does it not directly apply to?
I'm thinking C. Mark, what do you think?
I was leaning toward D.
You could poll the audience.
Let's poll
Yes,
the
we could.
audience.
We still have that.
Let's do that.
All righty, so let's throw up that poll. For those of you that I hope we're able to stay on, our fearless foodies need your help. So for the question on screen, you can answer quickly. Which one of these does not directly apply to the public health unwinding? A, B, C, or D? Give it about 10 seconds or so. And we'll see who comes up with the right answer. I'll preface with that. So let's see the results of the poll. There it is. I see a lot of people agree with what we were thinking. So the audience says that it is C.
Yay.
Gonna go with it.
Let's go with C.
All right, C, final answer. Great job. 600 in the bank. 4 more to go for the 1,000. We're gonna get there. So before we move on, anything else, either one of you like to share? I mean, I appreciate both of you playing. Anything, want to share about yourself or a fun fact or anything you got? I love putting people on the spot too. That's the reason why I do it. So you feed me some stuff and then I have to push you a little bit.
What you got, Mark?
What'd you have for dinner last night, Mark? How about that? Let's go that simple. What was dinner last night?
I had grilled cheese and soup.
What soup? Because that matters.
It was a creamy tomato basil, and it was very good.
All right, there you go. He says I'm like chicken noodle. I've been a little more disappointed. All righty, perfect. Tony,
Right.
Same question to you. What was dinner last night?
Well, mine was much better than Mark's. I had crab cake, baked potato, had a nice little salad. Yeah.
Was this made at home or was this you went out for?
No, I'm at a conference. Conference food is much better than home
That's
food.
fair. That is fair. Do you cook when you are home?
I do not.
Yes, that's fair. That is fair. Awesome. All right. Well, let's move into the next question. Here we go. All right. So this is for 700. It says, which U.S. act established guidelines for the dissemination of information over the internet? That would be the A, Children's Internet Protection Act, B, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. There's that fun one again, Sarbanes-Oxley Act, or D, Freedom of Information Act. So which one of these provided those guidelines? Oh, I see you smiling. Is this tripping you up a little bit, Mark?
Yeah, a little bit. I said we had D earlier, but I don't think that's it.
Yeah. I mean, why would we have D twice? But that's the only one I'm thinking that it could be.
Well, this be a difficult question for sure. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
It seems like that Children's Online Privacy Protection Act was a big deal. So I think that had a lot to do with protection of information over the internet.
Yeah, I think so
All
too,
right.
Mark. You're so smart. Let's go with B.
All righty, so we're going to go with B, final answer. Nice. Perfect. I'm liking the streak we're on. I don't want to mess y'all up, so we're going to just go straight to this $800 question. Throw it on screen for me. All righty, so for 800, what is CAPTCHA designed to prevent? Is that A, spam, B, DDoS attacks, C, phishing, or D, viruses? So generally speaking, what is CAPTCHA designed to prevent? Other than slowing you down to log into your banking stuff, what is it meant to actually do?
know that's another level of authentication for, you know, when you're trying to go into websites and things like that. I think it's to prevent your information to get out there for spam. So you would get just hammered with spam.
I was thinking C. No?
I was going between A and C as well.
You could always call someone from the audience if you want.
Well, that'd be fun.
Okay. If we're gonna go that route, then for those of you that are still attending, if there's someone that feels like they want to help out our fearless foodies here, if they would raise their hand and we can call on someone. Oh, I see Lauren Herc has raised her hand. What do you think? Y'all want to see what Lauren's got going on here?
I think
absolutely.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Thanks, Jamie. I think you are right in that it's the A, spam.
I think I'll say this. Lauren is a very smart individual. If she told me to go with A, I think I would too.
There goes Patty saying A also. Okay, agree.
All right then. Well then, we're going to go with A, final answer. Awesome. Great play, and thank you, Lauren. All right, weird.
All right, Tony, no pressure. Two more.
Two more, and I'm not going to delay you or slow you down, mainly because they're hammering me in the chat to speed it up. So here we go. For 900, let's move into the question. All right, so this is for 900. It says, what day did the Biden administration officially end the public health emergency? Was that A, January 1, 2023? Was that B, May 11, 2023? C, June 15th, 2023? Or D, April 28th, 2023? What do you think?
I'm pretty sure this was May 11th, 2023.
It was May 11th, yeah.
Y'all don't even debate it. Final answer, B, May 11th, 2023. Awesome. Great play. One away. All right, so this is going to be the $1,000 question. We're going to get right to it. My goal was to give out 4,000 today, and we're going to make that happen. Here we go. Your $1,000 question says, in what year was the WIC Farmers Market Nutrition Program established? So when was it established? That was A, 1995, B, this program does not exist, C, 1992, or D, 1999. What do you think? I'll help you out first. We're not.
I know it does exist.
We're not going to party like it's 1999. So let's take that off the list.
And I know it does exist. So yeah.
So there's 50-50 right there. We didn't drop two.
It was 55. So
I believe it's 90. I'm feeling 92.
That long? I trust you. That's your agency, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Not an area I work in much, but it is in my agency, correct. So yeah, I think it's 1992.
1992, which would be the year that Gary Davis was born. I agree. C, 1992, Gary Davis's birth year. Great play.
Yay.
Outstanding.
Great job, Mark.
Great job to the both of you. The audience, I hope everyone had fun. I know we went a little bit over time, but that just means that we were having fun. So I'm thankful to the two of you for playing and getting it out there. I'm thankful for all the teams that played. I hope, again, this was fun. We wanted to be, it was for charity. With that, we're going to end the gameplay, and I'm actually going to ask Rupam to come back on the screen and just close it out. Again, thank you to everyone.
All right, so the results are in, and as we've noticed, I'm happy to report that all of our 4 teams have $1,000 each for their charities, which means HSITAG will be making a donation in that amount to Together We Rise, Ask Childhood Cancer Foundation, So Others Might Eat, and No Kid Hungry. And with that, I want to thank you so much for all the special events work group for countless hours since May, the beginning of this year, in planning and executing this event. The very sporty public sector participants, the awesome HSITAG participant friends, the creative team at Tri-Pepe Smith for their presentation, background, sound effect, run of show. This was just awesome. The 50+ survey respondents who helped us with these questions, and you, the audience, for participating and supporting our teams. And finally, our host, Jamie Nivampuram. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
We enjoyed that you. We hope that you've enjoyed the special event, and hope you'll join us again on one of these or another HSITAG event. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you, Rupam. Thank you, everyone. See y'all.